what's in the fridge. So this summer I spent about 2 weeks in Alaska fishing, hiking, camping. I came back with a ton of fresh salmon. So over the past couple of weeks I've been experimenting around, cooking up some different dishes and trying to figure out ways to use up all this salmon. This one came to me when I had a little bit of leftover in the fridge and I decided to make a Caesar salad. Today we're going to be making homemade Caesar dressing, homemade croutons, top it off with a little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese and grilled salmon. So here we go. I have 2 fillets of fresh coho salmon, and the first thing I'm going to do is marinate them, so put them into a more manageable size here. And then just a real simple marinade, a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon all over there, fresh chopped garlic I have here. I'm sure you can press the garlic down in there a little bit, get a lot of flavor. Then fresh cracked black pepper, nice little coating of that, and always just a little bit of salt, not too much. And then depending on how much time you have, you can let that marinate for 30 minutes up to a couple of hours. Alright, so now that we have our eggs boiling and our salmon marinating, we're going to make some homemade croutons. Right here I have a baguette I've begun cutting up, so slice that into manageable pieces. And then we're going to mix them all up with a little bit of olive oil. Now with olive oil, it's always important to get extra virgin first cold pressed olive oil. You can see that right in the bottle. Just like that. And then to flavor them, you can toss in a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and red pepper flakes. Just like so. Just mix it all up well. Put it on the pan. We're going to bake them in the oven at 375 for probably 8 to 10 minutes. You can just spread them out on a pan to bake. Now we're going to bake these at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes until they get nice and crispy and brown. So there we go. There we go into the oven. Alright, so the key to this recipe is of course the Caesar dressing. So this is going to be made of a couple of basic ingredients. We have olive oil, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, lemon, garlic, and a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt for flavor. So here we go. I've got my eggs, or just the yolks of the cooked eggs, already in here. And so I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. You can find the entire recipe on the website or actually in the newspaper as well. A little bit of Dijon mustard. Couple teaspoons of that. Alright, and the juice of about a lemon and a half. Now again, it's important when you're cooking to mess around with the recipe, make it right to your taste. So get a little bit of chopped garlic here, probably 3 cloves or so. And then a couple of tablespoons of fresh grated Parmesan cheese. And then about 3/4 cup of olive oil. You're gonna add that in there, just eye it up. You can blend it up and then taste it later and adjust it. And this process usually takes a couple of minutes, so I have some made up here. Just to show you guys how it's supposed to look when it's done. There we are. And another important thing with this is to cool it down. It tastes a lot better that way. Cool it down, whisk it up, you add a little bit of salt and pepper. Alright, so now we have our croutons cooling, our dressing made, we're ready to cook the salmon. Right here I have a pan full of a little bit of extra virgin olive oil heating up here, probably on medium. And I'm going to go ahead and take the salmon, drop it in there. And this is probably going to go for about 10 minutes. I'm putting it in skin side down, and I'm just going to keep it that way the entire time. Like I said, about 10 minutes and it should be done. Alright, so we have our Caesar dressing finished, salmon finished cooking, croutons are done. Got a little bit of spring mix lettuce over here. Plate that up, just like that. A little bit of our shaved Parmesan cheese right over the top. Like so. Homemade croutons. Go, a little bit of dressing. And this is a pretty flavorful dressing, so maybe not as much as you'd usually put on a salad. And then we have our beautiful salmon here. You can lay it right on top like that. If you want, you can flake it up a little bit more just so you get it more in each forkful. But that should be it. Looks delicious.